My name is Jordan Holloway, and I was 32 years old the night my father slid a white envelope across the dinner table to my brother. Inside that envelope was $60,000 for Kyle's down payment, and when I asked about my own plans, my mother folded her napkin and said, "You can rent somewhere, honey. You've always been fine." She said it the way you would tell a waitress the food was fine. My brother got a house that night. I got a compliment sharp enough to shave with. What I did over the next 18 months, my family never saw coming. And 2 years later, at that same table, on that same tablecloth, they asked me for something that still takes my breath away when I think about it. Welcome back to Calm Drama Stories. This channel is where quiet people finally tell the stories their families never wanted to hear. Stories about patience, boundaries, and the moment everything changes. If you have ever been the one who was always fine, this story is for you. Drop a comment below and be sure to subscribe. Now let me take you back to that dining room in Kettering, Ohio, where the whole thing started with pot roast, a white envelope, and a sentence my mother thought was a kindness. You need a little history to understand that envelope. In my family, money moved like water. It flowed downhill, and downhill was always Kyle. He was 4 years older than me, and his whole life came with a rescue package attached. When he totaled his Camaro at 19, my parents replaced it. When he quit college in his junior year, they paid off the loans so it wouldn't follow him around. When his credit card hit 5 figures at 28, my mother cashed a certificate of deposit she'd held since her wedding. Nobody ever sat me down and explained the rule, but I learned it the way you learn a stove is hot. Money in our house went to whoever was drowning. I never drowned. I worked summers at a snow cone stand, put myself through nursing school, and took a job in the pediatric intensive care unit at a hospital in Dayton. Night shift, because it paid a differential. 9 years of it. I held other people's babies through the worst nights of their lives, then drove home at 7 in the morning and clipped coupons. My rent was cheap. My car was a 12-year-old Honda with a rosary hanging off the mirror that I kept because it came with the car. And here is the part nobody at that dinner table knew. By the night of the envelope, I had $48,000 sitting in a savings account I had built $500 at a time since I was 23. I had never mentioned it. In my family, having money you didn't need was like having a porch light on in the daytime. Nobody saw the point of it. They were about to teach me exactly what the point of it was. It was a Sunday in March, pot roast night, the good tablecloth with the ivy border. Kyle had been talking for 20 minutes about a house on Sycamore Trail. 4 bedrooms,